Welcome to Family Watch, where we bring you meaningful Catholic conversations on marriage, parenting, and family life. Ako si Manjo Mendoza ng Edu Child Foundation at co-host ko ngayon ay isang poging guidance counselor and student mentor, si Francis Andro Lee.
Grabe naman yun, Tito Manjo. At Family Watch, we believe that the path to the renewal of society and the transformation of the church begins in and through the family by strengthening marriages, empowering parents, and bringing families closer to Christ. Welcome to episode number 57.
Ano ba, Francis, mga 10 years ago, may nabili akong libro. No? Ang pamagat nito, You and Your Adolescent, The Essential Guide for Ages 10 to 25. Kaya ako binili sa ko, paano nangyari isang fully grown adult ay adolescent? Ang pagkaintindi ko nung time na binili ko, sabi ko, hanggang 18 years old lang yun, di ba? Or maybe younger. So na-confuse ako eh.
Correct. Alam mo dito, Mancho, there are a lot of things that are happening around that idea now. Kaya naman, actually ngayon, we invited a counselor, a guidance counselor in a university. I'm a counselor in high school, so this guy will be able to explain better what this concept is. Bakit nga ba, di ba parang sabi tumagal na yung adolescent stage, no?
Oh.
Tama, no? So, ito po, we welcome one of the guidance counselors of a state university in the Philippines. He's a specialist and meron siyang malawak na karanasan sa paggabay ng mga kabataan, lalo na sa mga ganitong edad, sabi dito Manjo, 18 to 25 years old.
Siya rin ay ating kaibigan at isang trustee ng Pro-Life Philippines at past president ng Courage Philippines. So welcome to Family Watch, Mr. Rollie Delos Reyes.
Hello,
welcome.
Rollie. Hello po, Francis and Manjo. Thank you for inviting me here.
It's nice to see you this time, Kuya Rollie. I'll start with this, no? Mayroon bang commonly accepted definition ng failure to launch? Sabi sa libro, di ba, failure to launch syndrome. Yeah. Ano pa talaga ito?
Yeah, according to lifeadjustmentteam.com, no, failure to launch syndrome, no, is young adults who are having trouble becoming self-sufficient and taking on adult responsibilities, no. So yun yung pinaka-technical definition about failure to launch syndrome. No? Ito yung mga hindi na bata, pero parang hindi pa rin maka-launch into adult responsibilities.
May kinalaman ba ito, Kuya Rollie, sa ano? Di ba itong edad din ito, sabi nila may quarter life crisis.
Yes.
May mga kinalaman ba yun doon? Kasi di ba normally now, because of the K-12 program, at 18, maybe 22, 23, college student pa rin yung tao.
Yes.
Lumalaki. Yeah. So possible ba yun, Kuya Rollie, na after 18, kahit dahil nasa college pa siya, meron pa rin gano'n na failure to launch? You cannot absorb yet na adult na ako, matanda na ako.
Yeah,
is that possible?
I believe so, no? Kasi actually, biroan nga natin kanina, di ba? Yung mga hindi nare-resolve ng mga issues during high school, kaming nasa university na guidance counselors ang sumasalo, no? And we've seen that. No? We've seen a lot of cases wherein parang even the professors, no, are coming to us and saying, dapat alam niya na to. Dapat alam na niya yung mga basic responsibilities, alam niya na kung how to carry himself, alam niya na kung paano i-conduct yung sarili niya sa klase, no? Pero parang hindi pa rin. So parang yun yung mga bagay na hanggang ngayon nga, no, parang pinag-uusapan namin sa kolehiyo, no? Like, kasi maraming responsibilities ang college life, no? Like, kumaga, syempre, separating from home, lalo na kung galing probinsya, di ba? So, how to pay your bills, di ba? How to wash your clothes, even yung washing of clothes, di ba? So, minsan, ito yung mga basic lang dapat na adult responsibilities na nahihirapan siya, no, to handle.
Kasama dyan, Rollie, yung work ethic ng estudyante, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi,
And that's
diba,
why
papasok ka sa universidad, dapat alam mo na may demands ito, di ba?
Exactly, no? Kaya nga, even yung time management, I'm actually very particular about time management sa mga estudyante ko na lumalapit, no? I'm asking them to do routine schedules, no? and asking them to how to balance, no? Lalo na ngayon na nasa online setup sila, no? Lagi nila nirereklamo na parang, inuutusan kasi ako, di ba nila alam na meron akong pag-aaral, di ba? Ganun. But sabi ko nga, you could balance everything, no? Hindi naman porke, no, na yun nga, no, nag-aaral ka, puro pag-aaral na lang yung ating atubagin, no? Siyempre, meron rin naman extremes talaga, no? Na talagang feeling ng magulang, basta walang ginagawa, walang klase, wala na talagang ginagawa yung bata. Pero actually, meron ng definition ngayon, no, sa online classes na synchronous and asynchronous, no? So, kahit na walang online na activity, katulad itong ginagawa natin ngayon, no, na naririnig ng magulang na merong nagsasalita, meron siyang ka-meeting, no, may ginagawa pa rin yung estudyante. So, I think, it works both ways. Na ngayon nga, no, I always say, no, online learning, nakahinge siya sa dalawang factors: good internet connection and good family relationship. Pag isa dito medyo pumalya, mahihirapan ng estudyante sa online learning.
Pero Rollie, mabalik ako dun sa idea ng failure to launch. Ano mga kadalasang simptomas nito? O may mga symptoms pa o may mga manifestation na kung saan nahihirapan ng isang tao na matanggap na siya ay actually lumalaki na at nagiging mama o nagiging dalaga na. Hindi lang yung sabi mong high school na hindi lang basta college. So, kasi imagine mo, before 25, graduate na ng college yan, more or less. Except lang kung nag-law or nag-medicine siguro. Ano yung mga madalas ng mga manifestation? Are there red flags that we have to look into?
Yeah, no. So according pa rin sa lifeadjustmentteam.com, no, merong 6 na mga bagay na dapat tingnan natin pagdating dito sa mga tao who are failing to launch. Number 1 is trouble assimilating college, no? Ito yung, iba yung high school sa college kasi. Sa high school, meron kang schedule na sinusundan. No? Sa college, wala eh. No? Kumaga parang free-flowing na yan. No? So, kaya nga kaming mga counselors sa university, ang somehow gumagabay sa kanila how to make routine schedules also. Even though, they're already, kumbaga feeling nila kasi dahil malaya sila sa college. So, parang they could just do whatever they want. But dito nga matitrain sila how to manage their time well. So that's number 1, trouble assimilating college, no? Pangalawa, struggles in learning, no? So kasi iba rin nga yung proseso ng pag-aaral sa university versus sa high school. Sa high school kasi meron pa silang class advisor na pumupukpok sa kanila, di ba? Sa mga bagay na kailangan nilang gawin. Dito wala eh. Huwag kang pumasok, bahala ka. Huwag kang mag-aaral, bahala ka, di ba? So, pero yun sila nagkakaroon ng kahirapan, no, sa pag-aaral, no, how to maximize the library, how to maximize online materials, no. So yung study habits, tinututukan din namin yon sa kanila, which brings us to the third one, which is lack of motivation, no. So yung tipong yun nga, no, kadalasan naririnig kong storya ngayon, no, nagigising sila pero hindi sila bumabangon. Alam mo yan, parang they wake up, they turn off their alarm clocks, but they don't really stand up, no? So kaya nga yung premise ko nga diyan, bangon, gising. Gising, bangon, no? Pagkagising mo, bangon na kaagad, no? Kasi that's something that sabi ko nga, no, parang even that simple thing would allow you to launch yourself, no, into the day. No, kaya nga ang ganda nga ng term, 'di ba, failure to launch. Kasi even yung day-to-day activities nila, no, masi-sense mo doon na nahihirapan sila how to launch themselves, no. Pang-apat, difficulty getting a job. Getting or maintaining a job, no. Yan, narinig ko yan sa aking mga kasamahan, no, ng mga Gen X, ng mga managers na ngayon, no? Parang bakit itong mga millennials daw o mga Gen Z, no, parang palipat-lipat ang trabaho, no? Parang hindi mapirmi sa isa, no. Maraming factors yan. But probably one of them is actually this one, about this failure to launch, no? Panglima, missing passion. No, hindi nila alam ano bang gusto nilang gawin. When we define passion kasi, no, it goes back to ikigai, no, doon sa Japanese na parang yung sa ikigai dinidefine, no, what do you see? Pag sinabi mo passion, combination na what do you want to do versus what you are good at. Minsan yun pinapadefine ko sa kanila, hindi nila alam eh. Alam mo yan, parang it's very difficult for them to define what's my passion because they don't know what they like. They don't know what they're good at, no? At yung pang-anim, mental health problems. That includes, no, anxiety, hostility, paranoia, sensitivity. So these are things na kinakaharap ng mga tao who are failing to launch themselves.
So Rollie, you mentioned mental health, no? So is failure to launch syndrome related, or is it even a mental illness? Ano ba classification na to?
Well, ako kasi I'm not really a clinical psychologist, so I cannot diagnose, no? Pero base lamang sa counseling practice ko, no, in the universities that I have been with, I don't really think that it's a mental condition. I would rather say that it may be a developmental delay on their part, no? Na parang tumaga, no, ayan, nabanggit na rin kasi kanina ni Francis na yung tinatawag na emerging adulthood, no? Sabi ko, ano ba to? Is this a term that can accommodate etong mga failure to launch na to? Sige, mag-invent na tayo ng in between adolescence and adulthood. let's term it emerging adulthood, no? Kasi ito yung mga tao na nahihirapan pa rin, no, to accept that they're already adults, no? So yeah, I think that's my take on that. No, it's not really a mental illness, but it's more of a developmental delay, no, sa ating mga kabataan.
Ito yung siguro yung tatawag na adulting, no, yung adjustment to adult life.
True.
Diba, when they start to pay the bills, when they start to buy their own things, no, na hindi na yung mommy, daddy, pahingi naman po ng baon, no, hindi na gano'n.
Baliktad na. They should be contributing financially na doon sa bahay, di ba? If they live with the parents. Yun ang expectation.
Yeah. Oo. Kaya nga, hirap din kami kasi the university where I am in, no, are scholars. Scholars yung mga estudyante. And hindi lang sa libre ang tuition, binibigyan pa yung iba sa kanila ng stipend. No? So, kaya, dalawang bagay. There are some, these are heart-wrenching stories also, na minsan may mga scholars kami na yung magulang pa mismo kumukuha ng scholarship. na parang, ako nang bahala dyan. Ako kukuha niya. Diba? Sa akin yan. Yan na parang, kumbaga, kaya nawawalan rin ng oportunidad ng bata to manage his own finances also, no? So kaya yun nga, kung aakuin mo lahat ng responsibilidad, no, even upon his scholarship, no, paano yan, di ba? Paano matututo yung anak mo? So yun.
Para forever dependent sa magulang.
May curious ako para kay Tito Manjo. Tito Manjo, ikaw you have kids who are working now, no?
Yeah.
And do you have do they still live with you? Parang ano yung patakaran niyo doon, Tito Manjo? May patakaran ba kayo sa bahay dun sa how much they should give, or meron bang ganon?
Yeah. Sige. Ang totoo niyan, Francis, hindi namin sila binibigyan ng quota. No? Kasi una, yung panganay, nagre-residency sa ospital, wala naman talagang pera. But the next 4 ones who work from home, they agree amongst themselves to pay some of the bills. Sila na lang yun. They volunteer. Pero yung sinasabi ko naman you're welcome to stay here. But if you choose to stay outside, expense nyo na yun. Like one of them, they chose to stay outside. Na-compute ko na pag yung kasama niya yung best friend niya, yung lalaki namin, kasama niya yung best friend niya, pareho sila nasa Ortigas, nag-rent sila ng condo. Okay, they pay for their own expenses. They don't expect any support from me. It's part of being independent na rin.
And actually nga, di ba, Kuya Rollie, in some data, no, mas marami na nung and I'm guilty of this. I'm 31, I'm working, but I still live with my parents, no? Of course, I give my share at home. Hindi pwedeng libre lahat. And I think this is a common phenomenon among many young professionals now, no, Kuya? How do you guide them now? As a university counselor, how do you guide them to the path na at one point you have to learn how to be independent from your home?
Actually, they are now slowly nare-realize kasi nila, no, na parang they are having values that are very different from their parents. And the source of their conflicts within the home stems from those differences in values. Case in point, alam naman natin yung mga political views, for example, di ba? So minsan nag-aaway daw sa hapagkainan dahil dito sa mga bagay ito. So what I'm sensing to them, what I'm giving, no, what I am sending as a message to them, maybe that's a clue, para a signal for us, no, to step out of the home, no? and really be able to live on our own, no? So kumaga and some of them are actually just waiting for that, no? Kumaga parang yung iba sa kanila nagsisimula and somehow nga, no, ang nakakatuwa lang dito, hopefully nakakatulong ako doon sa failure to launch, no? Kasi for some of them, they're already starting their own business, quote unquote, no? Which will enable them, no, parang kino-compute na nila, no, ahead of time, then they will come back to me, sir, probably around mga 1 year after graduation kaya ko nang bumukod, no? So yun lang. So I think that's a start of that, no? Letting them know that they are individuating already the reason kung bakit meron silang ibang values sa parents nila, and hopefully that will launch them, no, to somehow separate themselves from their parents.
Before I give my follow-up questions, disclaimer lang, no? I still live with my parents because my work is just 10 minutes away from our house.
Yeah.
Nag-disclaimer ako, nakasabihin nila, ano ba naman yun, nakatira pa siya sa magulang niya.
Okay lang yun.
May tanong ako sa inyong dalawa. Sa observation ninyo, yung sa mga cases na nagkakaroon ng failure to launch, meron bang sex na mas prone doon? How about sa economic classes at saka sa birth order? O tatlong bagay yon. Sa observation nyo lang.
Well, for me, on my end, based on the cases lang, mga parang basing it on the cases that I'm having, no, I believe mas susceptible yung males compared sa females, no, to fail to launch, no. That being said, I see kasi na parang yung parang yung domestic chores kasi, no, ayun na lang, papasok yung gender stereotypes na tinatawag mo. Minsan inaasa yung domestic chores sa mga babae. No, kaya yung yung pagkaroon ng responsibility, no, ay mas nala-launch yung babae kumpara sa lalaki. Yun ang naman ang take ko. Second is about the socioeconomic classes. I feel, no, nabanggit kanina, nabanggit during our informal conversations, no, yung helicopter parents, no, mas common ito sa mga higher classes, no, sa high and middle income classes, no. Yung normally narinig natin yun. Ayoko maranasan nila yung naranasan namin nung bata sila, diba? But with saying that, diba, you're preventing them to experience the lessons that you have learned, no, from those painful experiences, no. So I think yun lang sa akin, more males and more in the middle income and a higher income classes.
How about birth order, Rollie?
Birth order, I don't see any difference, I think, no. Parang although si Adler has said na parang yung mas panganay, mas responsible, yung bunso, yung mas carefree. I've seen cases, and this is heart-wrenching also, no, na yung bunso mismo yung nagtatrabaho para sa panganay na kapatid na batugan, no? Kumaga parang 30 plus na, wala pang trabaho, tapos eto college student, imagine that, no? Kaya nahihirapan sa kanyang pag-aaral kasi nagtatrabaho na siya para may pagtustos sa bills nila sa bahay, tapos nag-aaral siya. So parang, yeah, I can see that it's not really about the birth order.
Okay. How about sa experience ni Francis?
Actually, I just agree with Kuya Rollie. You know, I think in terms of data, wala naman tayong masasabing data talaga sa Pilipinas na sino mang susceptible or wala. Pero alam mo, I go back to the statement nung siguro sa matatanda, di ba, yung sinasabi nila, ikaw pwede ka na mag-asawa kasi kaya mo nang gawin yan. And normally that's said to the men, di ba, yung they can cook na, they can do their laundry. Pwede na mag-asawa yung lalaki. But in terms of actual data, I don't think we really have data in the Philippines.
Yeah.
But in terms of experience, siguro nga, tama si Rollie, na mas evident probably siya sa class ABC compared to the DE. Yeah. It's very interesting, this phenomenon. No? In fact, I go to the next question probably. Since you mentioned, Rollie, about a while ago, yung birth order and the factors, are there really factors that we can say na nakapekto dito sa failure to launch syndrome or phenomenon na ito?
Yeah, okay. In an article written by Dr. Ellen Hendrickson, no, 2019, no, she mentioned 3 factors, no. Reason one, sabi niya, pathological perfectionism, no. So dito lumalabas yung mga insecurities ng ating mga failure to launch adults, no. Yung tendency, especially in this information age of comparing themselves with others, no? Na parang, bakit ito 20 plus pa lang, billionaire na, di ba? Dapat ako ganun rin, di ba? But they have to realize that not everybody is in the same situation, di ba?
Correct.
So, kaya sila nandoon kasi nga, di ba, parang they have resources that you don't have, di ba? So, pero ganun nga, no? Parang yung pathological perfectionism actually invades, no? Dito sa aspect nito. Pangalawang reason na binanggit dito ni Dr. Ellen is the emphasis on safety and security. And this talks about yung binanggit ko kanina about helicopter parents, no? Who wanted to avoid risk, no? Pero ang sabi na, ang ganda nga nito, this is coming from Finding Nemo pa daw, no? Payo ni Dory, no? Doon kay Marlene. Sabi niya, no? Parang, if we don't let anything happen to him, nothing will happen. So, exactly that. Diba? Kung wala kang hahayaan na mangyari sa anak mo, wala talaga mangyayari sa kanya. Diba? And that's actually very succinct about, no, yung aspect ng failure to launch. Number 3 na reason niya is video games. This is something very interesting, no? Kasi may study daw na ginawa, 19 young men and women who were into Warcraft, no? And there's other 19 young men and women who are not within one Warcraft, no? So kumbaga may controlled group, no? At dito nakita nila no, na parang those individuals who are playing video games are taking riskier alternatives versus the mga mas safe na alternative. So that's ironic because the parents wanted to maintain safety and security for their children, pero kung yung the same children are into video games, in that virtual world kasi, no, pwede kang mamatay at mabubuhay ka ulit. There's a reset button, no? You could always live again, no? And try it out, no? So you could actually do some risky alternatives, no? Tapos okay lang, pag namatay ka ulit, mabubuhay ka. That's that irrational thought na kung ano yung nagagawa ko sa video games, magagawa ko rin sa tunay na buhay. No? Kaya ang ginagawa nila, they take riskier alternatives. Some of them go for stocks, kahit na lang silang stocks. No? So all of these things factored in, no, doon sa tinatawag na parang failure to launch. No?
Given that, no, you mentioned these 3, no? May mga impossible interventions ba, maybe for school counselors, for parents specifically who are watching this show, that they can actually do to help their children? Kasi a while ago you answered as a counselor in the university, but in the context probably of the parents or other professionals, how do we help now these people to adjust to this adulting life? Paano may adult?
True. Ang ganda rin nga nung diniscuss si Dr. Ellen dito kasi dito sa 3 reasons na to, nabigay siya ng 3 methods. No? Method 1 is what he said as question the goals. So you question the goals kasi para ang point dito, sit down with your child and ask him, bakit mo ginagawa to? No? Find out the reason, bakit na ginagawa ito. No? And probably to let this person see na parang it's okay to have a normal life. No, na the average Joe or the average one, no, is no worse than somebody who is parang mas malaki yung pera and so forth, no. Kaya nga even getting married, di ba, hirap rin yung mga adults natin kasi kailangan may bahay muna ako, may sasakyan, may ganito.
Correct.
Ganito, di ba, hindi ka na mapapamilya, di ba? Ugod-ugod ka na. At wala nang, sabi ko nga na I always tell this to my men, no, yung mga kausap kong lalaki, ikaw wala ka biological clock. Yung girlfriend mo meron, di ba? So kumaga, if you're going to your 30s or 40s before you get married, no, paano yung chance niyo of having children, di ba? And for your wife to also have kumaga healthier babies, no? That's method 1, no? Question the goals, no? Para ma-realize niya no, na parang okay lang naman maging average Joe or average 1. Second method niya, sinabi, stop enabling. And this refers to the parents who are helicopter parents, no? Those people, no, yung parang yan na-mention mo kanina, diba yung terms ni Kuya Manjo, diba? Which is very good for him kasi sabi niya, you could stay here, pero kumaga parang sila na mismo, dahil nga na-train rin sila, no, ni Kuya Manjo, no, are also paying something, di ba? Paying some bills, di ba? Naghahati-hati sila, no? So, parang kumaga, that goes to show na may sariling palo yung kanyang mga anak, no? So hopefully this stop enabling, the method 2, no, refers to the parents, no, stop enabling your child na parang ano nangyayari sa iyo, you will have free food, free lodging, no, na kahit na hindi siya nagtatrabaho, di ba?
Yeah.
So at hindi siya nagiging parte ng financial ano ng pamilya, no? You are enabling him, no? So I call the parents who are listening right now, no, na parang naging couch potatoes yung mga anak nila diyan, no? You are enabling your child, no, to become no, to have that failure to lunch if they are not contributing to the financial situation of the family, no? At yung method 3 niya, play the long game. Ang point niya dito parang your children will hate you. Your children will probably disown you, no? Dahil sa mga quote-unquote pahirap. No? Kasi nga, parang ano yan eh, it's like treating addiction, no? When you have an intervention like that, no? Hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng codependency. So the same is true with failure to lunch, no? So kumbaga, you have to train the child, no? Parang shape up or move out, di ba? Maghanap ka ng trabaho, maghanap ka ng ng pagkakakitaan, contribute to the coffers of the family, and I will let you stay. But if you cannot, no, and you will just feed off the coffers of the family, you have to move out. Diba? Kailangan ganun eh. Meron, ang problema kasi, no, culture ng Filipinos yan, no? Hanggang sa kaapu-apuhan, no? Andyan, nakatira pa rin sa ancestral house. So, lahat mula sa grandmother, great-great-grandmother,
Ilang generasyon na
hanggang
nakatira?
sa diba?
3-4 na generations.
Exactly, di ba? And that goes for Asian collectivism kasi tayo. No? Yung ating pag-iisip, no, is a collectivist mindset. Hindi katulad na sa Western countries na very individualistic sila. At 18, you have to go. No matter kung meron kang trabaho o wala. Ganun sa Amerika at sa European countries eh. Sa atin hindi. Hanggat kaya natin, no, lalo na mga nanay. I'm speaking to the mothers out there. Kasi kadalasan mga nanay yung ganyan na parang hanggat may apo ka, di ba? Alagaan ko pa rin mga apo mo. Pag yung apo mo may anak na, alagaan ko pa rin, di ba? So,
sagutin nila yung gatas, pati yung diapers, susunod yung tuition fee, susunod yung kasal ng apo, di ba? Kailan pa matututo yung bata?
Minsan ang mangyayari, pati pagpapatayo ng bahay, o sige bubukod ka na pero papatayuan kita ng bahay. So ano natutunan na mo? Diba? So yun.
Alam mo, sabi niyo, mayroon akong asang katrabaho, Kuya Rollie, ang sabi niya, no, that the parents should learn how to dream for their children.
Yeah.
Kasi sabi mo, di ba, yung question the goals, mahalaga yun, mangarap ka para sa anak mo. No? Anong gusto mo siya maging?
Yeah.
And then you cannot just be an enabler. Kasi kung wala ka rin pangarap sa anak mo, wala rin magiging enabler ka talaga.
True. Pero kailangan ma-realize mo na it really plays a long game, no? Na yun yung pangatlo na parang pag medyo nagagalit na yung anak mo sa iyo, nagre-rebel din na, that's good. Kasi alam niya na parang hindi na uubra yung mga ginagawa niya. Pero kung nagtampo na or something, no, don't be soft-hearted to them. Kasi pag malambot ka sa kanila and you just give in, o sige na nga, o ito na lang. So, they will not learn the lesson, no? So, yun yung sa akin. Yun na nakita kong very valuable lessons dito.
So, practicality lang.
Sige lang, go ahead.
Huwag i-spoilin ng mga anak kahit ikaw ay may kaya.
Exactly.
Alam ko, madalas mo sabihin yan, Francis, siguro sa school. Then what I want to, so we end up on a positive note. Sa inyong dalawa tong tanong ko na to, no? So maybe can you name mga at least 2 virtues na kailangan pagsikapan ng magulang na to embrace, na yakapin ng kanilang mga anak para makapag-launch ito pagdating na sila ay 18 to 25 anyos, maging independent na sila, hindi na sila nakaasa sa magulang. So maybe let's name the virtue, and then sa susunod na episodes, we can talk about ano yung habits na dapat i-cultivate natin para ma-enforce yung virtues na to. We start with Francis, para parting natin.
I have 2 virtues in mind. No? Number 1 is self-discipline. We have to discipline the kids well. Kasi if you want them to be successful, discipline is very important. And of course, number 2 is hard work. I have this tito. He died I think 2 or 3 years ago. 2 years ago, I think. Before the pandemic happened, sabi niya, no, there's nothing else better to do than to work hard.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very nice virtue, I think. No? All of us should be able to work hard. And for me, those are the two virtues parents should be able to teach their children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rollie?
Very timely kasi I'm now going through this, no? Sa consecration to Saint Joseph, no? And we know naman
Yes.
that Saint Joseph is also the patron of workers, di ba?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
tama si Francis, di ba? We need to teach them hard work, no? Pero in terms of virtues, no? Dalawa yung nakikita ko dito, no? Kasi andito militan dito Saint Joseph. At dito sa litany of Saint Joseph, bakit mo virtues? Teka lang, virtues. Saint Joseph, ano yung virtues ni Saint Joseph, no? So, I could see two things here, no? Courageous and just. Courageous is allowing the kid, no, to be courageous enough to launch themselves, no, in little ways, no. Hindi siya lalaking bagay kagad na parang feeling na dapat billionaire na sila pag 20 years old, no. Yung mga ganun kasi, no. Kaya hindi sila na-launch, no? Kaya nga sabi ko, anong narating yan, di ba? So, you've always been dreaming about, no, being a billionaire over that, ano na ngayon? Wala ka pa rin trabaho hanggang ngayon,
Right.
di ba? Paano mo ma-reach yun, di ba? So, taking that little baby steps, no, is allowing the kid, no? Kaya nga, ang presentation ko dito, yung prevention is better than cure. Sa mga magulang na nakikinig ngayon, di ba? You start them young. You start them small, no? Sa mga simpleng bagay pa, like ako, I have a niece and a nephew, no? Yung niece ko is around 7 years old, no? So, I'm telling kasi ako, syempre, I'm deferring to the parents, no? So, I'm telling my brother and my sister-in-law, turuan nyo siya na siya yung maglilipit ng mga laruan niya. Huwag kayo. Kasi once na, magkakalat siya, tapos somebody will pick up the pieces for him or for her, di ba? So, wala, hindi siya matutunan na pag nilabas niya, dapat alam niya paano itago. So, yun. And that goes to my second virtue, which is justice, no? Kumbaga parang, ano ba yung ginawa mo, no, that will allow this person, no, to also, sabihin natin, no, have a sense of justice na parang, my parents are done already, no, na paaralin ako, tapos na akong makagraduate. So, and ramdaman naman ng mga millennials at Gen Z, no, parang yung pressure daw, no, the pressure of the family, no. And I think that's a just pressure, no, na it's a sense of justice also, na parang, okay, I'm allowing you to stay here, but, no, you have to pay the dues, di ba? Parang, there's no, wala nang free ride ngayon, no, sa lahat ng bagay. So, if you want to stay, then you can stay. But justice allows us, no, that you need to be part of the financial matters of the family. No? So kailangan mag-contribute ka rin. So yun yung dalawa sa akin, courage and just.
Okay. Isa na namang napakayaman na diskusyon pero bitin sa oras. So maraming salamat, Brother Rollie. And as a parting message, iimbitahin ko naman si Francis na basahin ng isang bahagi ng paragraph 262 ng Amoris Laetitia ni Pope Francis, tukol ito sa maturity at ito addressed sa ating mga magulang.
Sabi ni Pope Francis, prudence, good judgment, and common sense are dependent not on purely quantitative growth factors, but at the very core of our freedom. Inevitably, each child will surprise us with ideas and projects born of that freedom, which challenge us to rethink our own ideas. This is a good thing. Education includes encouraging the responsible use of freedom to face issues with good sense and intelligence. It involves performing persons who readily understand that their own lives and the life of the community are in their hands, and that freedom is itself a great gift.
So, dear viewers, if you like this episode, please click the like button. And for comments or topics na gusto niyo cover namin, please type them below. And please download the FamilyWatch app available on Android and iOS. And see you next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye!